So Debby Montgomery Johnson is president of BenfoComplete.com, a vitamin supplement company providing alternatives for the pain of neuropathy, which is a nerve disorder. Benfo, you pronounce it.
BenfoThiamine.
That makes an extraordinary difference, especially for diabetes. Information can be found at www.BenfoComplete.com. Take it away, Debby.
Thank you so much, ladies. I'm really excited to be here. I want to ask you, are you at risk? And you're thinking, for what? Well, are you at risk for getting older? Check. Are you at risk for getting sick? Hopefully not. Are you at risk for getting wiser? Absolutely. That's why we're here. Are you at risk for growing and learning something new? Not at risk. It's a guarantee, because we're going to do it today. Did you know that there are 30 million diabetics in the United States today? And almost twice that pre-diabetics. Could be many of us on this call right now. I don't know. Of those 30 million, 60% are going to develop neuropathy, which is a nerve issue, over their lifetime. 65% of those diabetics are more likely to get Alzheimer's disease than non-diabetics. Those of us that are in our 60s, I'd worry about that. Because my mom and dad are 88 and 93. They're doing great, getting a little whiffy. And I'm thinking, what can I do at 65 to help prevent, slow down the onset of Alzheimer's, which is considered by researchers to be type 3 diabetes, if I might be at risk for diabetes. Why am I doing this? Because I own now a company called BenfoComplete.com. Susie tried to say BenfoThiamine. BenfoThiamine is a fat-soluble form of vitamin B1 used by the Germans for 30 to 40 years to treat alcoholic neuritis. Neuritis is inflammation of the nerve endings. 13 years ago, well, let's put it back, 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago, we've been in business almost 20 years. My husband, Louis, had diabetes. He had neuropathy. He had sciatica. He was taking insulin. He didn't want to be on insulin. He didn't want to have all those drugs that everybody was trying to give him. And so he found a way to bring a vitamin supplement that was originally in Germany and in Japan over to the United States called BenfoThiamine. 13 years ago, I got the call. The call was from my oldest son, who said, "Mom, Dad just died. I'm coming home to take care of everything." Now, I'd been married almost 26 years. I didn't know what my husband's company was. I didn't know what he did. I was not diabetic. All I knew is that his company was paying our bills. My jobs were for benefits, and I needed to figure something out, because when Lou left the house on a Wednesday, died Thursday morning, I now became in charge of the company, not knowing what to do. I thank WPN and all my sisters there for giving me the board of directors and the kick in the pants that I needed, but I needed to figure out how to keep the company going. And honestly, it took me until just a few years ago to own the company in my heart. Because like I just said, I don't have diabetes. However, I lived with a diabetic for 25 years, 26 years. I lived with his mom for 10 years. She was diabetic. I understood that it's a familiar thing. It's family. Grandmas cook a certain way. Moms learn how to cook from their moms. We are teaching our children how to eat by upsizing in America. I see 12-year-olds who are 180 pounds now that are going to get diabetes before they're 20. We don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen. And that's when I realized that there are so many of us, moms particularly, that are out there that can change the way our families are eating. We can change the projection of our health and our minds by just being deliberate in what we do to prevent those genetic maybe, or those that predisposition to getting illness as we get older. Here are the tips that I want you to remember. And I've never said this before because my husband Lou didn't want me to nag. He knew better than I did. He had that lat band surgery so that his stomach would be smaller. He hated it. He had it reversed. The 100 pounds that he lost, he gained. 100 lost, 100 gained, 100 lost, 100 gained. No wonder he had a heart attack. His poor heart didn't have a chance with that yin yang dieting, back and forth, which we all do. Diets don't work. However, moderation in all things, watching our diet, cutting out. My cookies did not kill my husband. And I make some really good cookies. I used to hide them wrapped as hamburgers in my freezer, but Lou always found them, okay? The cookies didn't kill Lou, the sugar did. The overabundance of sugar and not paying attention to his diabetes, that killed him. So pay attention to, a lot of people say, pay attention to the labels. It's hard to look at the label, but look at the sugar content. I've just recently taken my great cookie recipe and I changed it a little bit and put stevia in it, okay? It changed a little, it takes a little bit of the sugar out, but that's what I'm doing so that I'm a little more mindful of my cooking. Do a little bit more exercise, fitness, move, stand up. You know, I talk a lot about stand up and speak up. Well, now I'm talking to you. Stand up, raise your arms, do something. Don't be so sedentary, okay? That will also create less stress in your life. I can sit here at my desk all day long and my brain is just going crazy because I'm thinking. I need to get up and walk away from what I'm doing and just learn to breathe. Just learn to breathe.
Thank you, Debbie.
Yeah.
It's time.
I know. So what I'm going to do, girls, is there's a lot to learn. Go to BenfoComplete.com. If you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, I want you to learn about benfotiamine and the capsules. I'm giving 3 away for the price of 2. And there's also a neuropathy guide there. So BenfoComplete.com and learn as much as you can. Don't be at risk.
Thank you, Debbie. That was fabulous.